Hi there and welcome to another Midweek Memo. This last Sunday we were thinking about the transfiguration, that moment when Jesus took his disciples aside and they went up a hill and had a fresh vision of Jesus there between Elijah and Moses, magnified, glorified, in clothes, it says, whiter than any laundry could ever make them. Well, I wonder whether you've ever had that kind of a moment of a fresh vision of Jesus. Mine has something to do with a Gideon's Bible, actually. I was in the city of Saratov, about 16 hours by train southeast of Moscow. I was 18. I was there doing some rowing and a bit of teaching and living in relatively Spartan circumstances, shall we just say, in a top floor flat on one of those huge buildings on the side of the Volga. I had very little to keep myself amused. The fridge was the space between one pane and another. It was minus 20 outside. I had very little to go on, very little to keep me entertained, but I did have my Bible and I had time. And actually, when I look back at it, although I, in a sense, had nothing, I had everything because I had that time with the Lord. There were time of deep refreshment and a fresh vision, indeed, of God. During that time, on one occasion, an older man came to me and we were speaking about Jesus, and he asked whether he could have my Bible. I had a little Gideon's Bible. They were blue in Russia at that time, and I handed it to him. But that was the last one I had. 2 days later, I was traveling across town on the tram, a place I'd never been before, going to a prayer meeting. And I walked out of the tram and a woman came up to me out of the blue. I'd never seen her before. And she said, "God told me to give you this." And she handed to me exactly the same kind of little blue Gideon's Bible that I had just given away. And before I could really work out who she was and where she'd come from or speak to her, she disappeared into the crowd. It was one of those moments, one of those supernatural moments where I got a vision, a fresh vision of God active in this city so far away from everywhere else I had known. And it was a great encouragement to me. But what about you? I wonder whether you've had any transfiguration moments where you've seen Jesus in a new and fresh way. Perhaps you have. Perhaps you're still waiting for that. Either way, I think it's something that all of us need again and again. So how can you pray? How can you make yourself available this week, this month, this year for a fresh vision of Jesus? Clue, it may involve going up a hill, as it were. It may involve setting apart some time. It may involve being alone so that there's space for him to show himself to you. A few notices to share with you. First of all, this evening, the last of our ancient prayer practices evenings, we're going to be doing an evening on centering prayer and a panel Q&A after that. Looking a little further ahead to this weekend, we've got a big weekend, plenty going on. First of all, our youth are going away. Please do pray for them, that they would have a great time together at CYE, enjoying lots of activities, relationship building, and a time learning about the Lord. But also, we've got baptisms happening on Sunday morning at our 10 a.m. service. Please do pray for that. 10 people getting baptized. It's going to be a wonderful time of celebration together. Then the weekend after, of course, is Easter weekend. So let me just run down the services in that week for you. On Thursday evening at 8 p.m, we have our Maundy Thursday communion with feet washing. Then on Friday morning at 10 a.m, we have an all-age service where we'll be presenting the King of the Cross. That'll be particularly good for families. At 2 p.m. on Good Friday, we have our Good Friday meditations, a quieter, more reflective service, a time to really think about what it means that Jesus died on the cross for us. And then on Sunday morning, our Easter Sunday celebration. It starts at 10 a.m. It's an all-age service. It'll be a fantastic celebration of Jesus being risen. And we've got a little Easter egg hunt running just after that, wonderfully planned by our team. A great thing to invite friends and family along to as well. Finally, on Easter evening, 6:30 p.m, Confidence in the Resurrection. A chance to look at the reasons to ground our hope in the historical reality of the resurrection at our evening service. Look forward to seeing you at one or more of those. Thanks for joining us.